It is possible to unite the useful with the pleasant. Think for 5 seconds. Okay, time's up. And regardless of what you thought, the answer is right here in front of us. With the manga arriving at the end of Z, this has become reality. Goku bringing the Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball Daima together with his Ultra Instinct. And I'm going to prove all of this to you. Ready? Then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave your like and activate the notification bell. Goku and Vegeta were literally humiliated by Black Frieza, and this was definitely thrown in our faces as a sign that something huge is coming. Not to mention the epic fight between Goku and Gohan Beast, where Gohan showed his full potential and actually managed to break through Goku's Ultra Instinct defense. Taking this into account, and also considering the reason why the story was paused exactly at this moment, just to introduce Dragon Ball Daima and throw the Super Saiyan 4 right in our faces, it never made more sense than it does now. A premise where Goku is once again going to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Neva, in Dragon Ball Daima, gave Goku a connection to his Saiyan roots. He had already trained, but wasn't sure if it would work. The same happens with Bardock, who makes Goku accept these roots. He had already done it without knowing back in Dragon Ball Daima, and he didn't remember it. But now he accepted it and is going to use it to his advantage. He tested his Ultra Instinct again against Gohan, and failed once more. Now he is on Earth, and the end of Z has arrived, and the training with Ub has finally come. All of this coincides with what had already been happening with Goku during the Granola arc. So get ready, my friend, it's coming. The Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 4. And I'm going to prove it to you. The first thing everyone already knows is that the iconic Super Saiyan 4 became canon in the latest Dragon Ball Daima animation, written by Akira Toriyama, his final gift. And this implies a lot. A range of opportunities opened within the franchise, and fans built high expectations along with many theories, including us here on this channel. However, many of these theories were shattered after the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima aired, when Goku revealed that he had trained to achieve this power. He himself calls it Super Saiyan 4, while before he just said it was a bonus. And what a bonus, huh? Anyway, that being said, we now know that Super Saiyan 4 is, in fact, a variation of the Super Saiyan, which means that now we have Super Saiyan 2, 3, and now the 4th form. And yes, guys, we won't have just Super Saiyan 4, but also a variation of this very transformation. It's the same concept that happens with Luffy in One Piece when using Gear 4th. He applies variations like Snakeman, or updated versions of Gear 4th, so to speak. And where are we now in the Dragon Ball Super manga? Exactly, Goku using Ultra Instinct, but in a different, more natural way. Recently, several events in the manga led to changes both internally and externally in Goku, allowing him to embrace his Saiyan essence. In the Granola arc, Goku went through great development by confronting his roots. Although he had always accepted his identity as an Earthling and trained with the goal of surpassing his limits, this arc brought a deeper perspective on what it really means to be a Saiyan. The crucial moment happens through a device containing a recorded message from Bardock, Goku's father. Upon hearing about his father's values and sacrifice, this resonated deeply within him, making him reflect on his heritage. This emotional connection, combined with the context of the battle against Granola and the threat of gas, forces Goku to more fully accept his Saiyan legacy. He realizes that Saiyan pride isn't just about brute strength or destruction, but also about courage, determination, and the will to protect those you love. It's a moment of emotional evolution for Goku, where he balances his Earthling essence with the warrior spirit of his race. Does this remind you of something? Think carefully. How did Goku achieve Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Daima? Exactly. We all thought it was Neva who triggered Goku's awakening. And in a way, that's not wrong. But actually, all Neva did was allow Goku to accept his roots at that specific moment. That's why he only became Super Saiyan 4 there, and not in Dragon Ball Super, until now. Yes, exactly until now, when everything was put on pause. Before that, Goku had fought Gohan in his new beast form, which gave him so much power that he managed to break through his father's Ultra Instinct. Gohan Beast is a transformation that symbolizes Gohan's maximum potential, achieved when Piccolo was in danger and Gohan was overcome by rage and determination to protect his master and friend. He unleashed an overwhelming power that placed Gohan on a new level, capable of rivaling the strongest warriors in the universe. In the battle, Gohan used not only brute strength, but also his intelligence. He removed his limiters to break through Goku's defense. And before that, Goku and Vegeta were humiliated by Frieza. Yes, truly humiliated. And this was definitely thrown in our faces as a sign that something is coming. Why do they pause the story exactly at this moment? Just to introduce Dragon Ball Daima and throw Super Saiyan 4 in our laps? It has never made as much sense as it does now. The fact that Neva gave something to Goku, which put him in a kind of spiritual trance, actually connected him to his ancestors and his direct Saiyan roots. To make it even clearer, his ki was different from the first time, and after the second time he used it, it was as if he was bending time. And this kind of thing happens a lot in Dragon Ball. These connections, these temporal anomalies. Of course, all of this goes beyond the tale that appears and disappears. This is what makes Dragon Ball Daima and Dragon Ball GT different, at least in terms of how the transformation is accessed. Anyway, we'll compare the two later, but now let's focus on Ultra Instinct itself. And just to remind you, Ultra Instinct is not a transformation, and it's not just me saying this. Even in the manga, Goku learns Ultra Instinct in a completely different way. In the Dragon Ball Super manga, Goku learns Ultra Instinct during the events of the Tournament of Power. This state is an extremely advanced technique taught by the angels like Whis, and is based on the concept of completely separating thoughts from the execution of movements, allowing the body to instinctively react to any situation. It's an incredibly difficult ability to master, usually restricted to beings with an exceptional level of power and control. During the Tournament of Power, Goku receives an essential lesson from Master Roshi that directly influences his journey towards Ultra Instinct. In a key moment, Master Roshi demonstrates the importance of clearing the mind of distractions and trusting the body's natural instincts. He teaches Goku about the absolute calm necessary to access a state where the body acts on its own, without depending on conscious thoughts. This lesson marks a turning point for Goku, who starts to better understand what is necessary to reach Ultra Instinct. Although he still depends on extreme situations, like his confrontation with Jiren, to unlock this ability, Master Roshi's teachings plant the seed for him to evolve on this path. This approach is more technical and philosophical, emphasizing Goku's gradual learning and his inner development, rather than just a physical transformation. It is a beautiful tribute to Roshi's wisdom, showing how even the old master still plays a fundamental role in the growth of the warriors. In the anime, Ultra Instinct is presented in a more dramatic and visually impressive way. Goku unlocks this state for the first time by absorbing the energy of the Spirit Bomb that he himself launched against Jiren. At the climax of the Tournament of Power, he reaches complete Ultra Instinct with silver hair by temporarily mastering this technique. The physical transformation in the anime symbolizes the greatness of the acquired power. Meanwhile, in the manga, the focus is more on the practical application of Ultra Instinct and Goku's continuous evolution in integrating this technique into his fighting style. These differences highlight the narrative style of each medium. The anime bets on grand visuals and moments of emotional impact, while the manga explores deeper concepts and detailed techniques. Now I've reached the point I wanted. Since it's a technique, Goku can use it alongside a transformation, which brings us to Super Saiyan 4 after training with Whis. This would happen after he fully embraces his Saiyan pride and discovers this power in practice, and not just in theory. And that's wonderful. To imagine such power, it would be the only way for Goku to surpass himself. Broly, Gohan Beast, and Frieza, and even Vegeta, who evolves by suffering damage with his ultra ego, go far beyond, and Goku will once again need to pull something out of the hat. And he's done that many times before. Let's recall some of those times when he pushed himself to the limit and almost died in the process. Goku is a master at innovating during battles, combining transformations and techniques in a strategic and bold way to overcome challenges. One of the most notable combinations was when he fused Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken during his fight against Hit in the tournament between Universe 6 and 7 in Dragon Ball Super. Super Saiyan Blue is already an extremely powerful form, but Kaioken amplifies this power exponentially. Using this combination, Goku reaches impressive levels of strength and speed, but at a high cost. Kaioken puts devastating pressure on his body, which can result in serious injuries or even incapacity to fight if used for too long. Even so, at that moment, Goku demonstrated exceptional mastery of the technique, showing how willing he is to risk everything to win. Another memorable moment was when Goku combined incomplete Ultra Instinct with the calculated use of basic abilities, like the Kamehameha. During the Tournament of Power, facing Jiren, Goku accessed Ultra Instinct in its imperfect form. Even without fully mastering it, he used its effectiveness in automatic reflexes to create openings against his opponent and, in a final moment, channeled this ability into a powerful Kamehameha that forced Jiren to retreat. Another subtle but notable example appears in his fight against Moro in the final arc of the manga. Upon reaching complete Ultra Instinct, Goku combines this transformation with techniques like instant transmission and his precise energy control. He uses these elements to fight fluidly, without wasting movements or energy, incorporating the absolute calm required by Ultra Instinct. These moments reflect how Goku is not just powerful, but also incredibly creative and strategic in fights, adjusting his style as needed to triumph. Combining these abilities always brings risks, but also iconic moments that elevate his battles to an epic level. If Goku combined Super Saiyan 4 with Ultra Instinct, it would create a fusion of brute strength and absolutely devastating technical refinement in combat. Super Saiyan 4 brings out the primal strength of the Saiyans, blending the instinctive power of the giant ape with the intelligence and control of the human form. It channels a wild and primal energy while maintaining strategic reasoning. Now imagine this form being complemented by Ultra Instinct, a divine technique focused on absolute serenity and automatic movements, without interference from conscious thoughts. This combination would allow Goku to maintain the explosive intensity of Super Saiyan 4 while moving with the perfect precision and fluidity that Ultra Instinct provides. In practice, Goku would become practically untouchable. The colossal power of Super Saiyan 4, amplified by the ability to dodge and react instantly to any threat, would make this form the perfect balance between strength and skill. He could fight with total ferocity without wasting energy or movements, becoming an unstoppable force. However, there are implications to consider. The two forms have different philosophies. While Super Saiyan 4 is based on emotion and primal strength, Ultra Instinct requires serenity and total control. Combining these aspects would be a great challenge for Goku, as it would require absolute mastery of his mind and body, something that perhaps only he, with his unique determination, can achieve. And Whis' training seems to be doing exactly that, pushing Goku beyond not only physically but also mentally. All this is leading him down this path. Narratively, it would be incredible to see Goku struggling to unite these two very distinct forms. This would reinforce not only his growth as a fighter, but also as a character who always seeks to transcend limits. And it would be something truly epic. Just as Akira Toriyama left us this gift, they have the duty to carry it forward and incorporate it into the current Dragon Ball Super Universe, which is still being built.